Alright, what's happening everyone? Welcome to the Sportscast. It's me, Andy, we've got Gary and we've got Musk. The whole team are here. We're in the Feathers, bottom of Harris Drive on Hawthorne Road. And this weekend you've got, by the way, Monday to Thursday, 50p off all your draft ale. If you're coming in Monday to Thursday for a pint. On Saturday you've got Steph Hodges. She's brilliant. Love seeing her sing. Always has the place up. And then on the Sunday you've got Liverpool Arsenal from 4 o'clock. I think there's loads of games on Sunday though, isn't there? So just get in here all weekend.
Just think the amount of teams that are in Europe now, qualified to get into Europe, they've all got the Thursday matches, haven't they? So.
Yeah, so if you come down for a Thursday match, you're getting 50p off all your draft ale. That is down at the Feathers. So get down and support your local boozers. Right. His name is Rio and he shops in Bootle Strand.
What do you think?
We've got to start there, haven't we? Have we? Well, there's loads to be happy about, to be fair, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm in a boss mood. Jolly pod this
I'm
weekend.
in a boss mood. I just found out some great information.
not often that it happens that both of you are like, let's talk about all week's worth of footy.
Yeah, I woke up this morning like, can't wait to see the boys and just talk about footy. Great to see you smiling as well. That's 2 victories in a week. At a new stadium.
I'm always smiling, but yeah, it's been a good time.
You are always positive, to be fair, but surely you've had an extra spring in your step. New grounds, you know.
Yeah, defo.
Jackie Grealish, 2 assists on his debut. Just fucking happy days, innit, everyone?
Yeah, well, you can start with Newcastle if you want. Though the Newcastle game, it was mad, wasn't it? It was a mad game.
I mean, it's hard not to listen. I'm obviously made up. There's 2 ways you can look at it, isn't it? It's like we're fucking playing shit at the minute. 2 games in.
Started shit last season though.
Did we?
You were playing. Yeah, you were.
No, I don't think we did.
You were winning games, but it wasn't very convincing.
It was normally the other way around. We had slow starts, had to make changes, and then still won the game. And we were still probably coming out of the games going, we could have played better.
Yeah, because that's where Slot was like, he's good tactician. He's making tweaks at half time.
But you weren't very convinced at the start of last season.
But I think you could have last season. You could have go, well, it's a new manager, new style. Fair enough.
It's different though, isn't it? Like 4-2 and 3-2. That's different to 1-0 and 2-1 and what it was.
I just think, and I almost think. Jamie Carragher, I only listened to half of it on the overlap. He's almost kind of robbing what I said, or it's going to look like I'm copying what he said. And because we said last week, didn't we? It's like going back under Klopp. That's what I feel like. This kind of crazy end-to-end stuff. We said it last week, and it's been proved right again. I think they're just 2 games in. You can look at it as champions. They find a way to win. We've done that in 2 games. Or you can look at it. We've let a 2-goal lead squander twice. Like we've conceded 4 goals in 2 games.
I think looking at that squad though, and even watching pre-season, you could have predicted that. You brought in a lot of attacking players. You've changed the balance of the team, as in there's more players in that final third than there was last season. Wirtz, who's playing in that kind of attacking pivot position, hasn't really got much defensive responsibility. Listen, he works hard, but he's definitely shifting the balance to the attacking side. You brought in 2 fullbacks who are very attacking. Obviously, you know, he has a midfielder playing there the other night. So I don't think you can be surprised by the goals at both ends, can you? I think...
Listen, when you put it like that, I think what is a good surprise then is we thankfully did find a way to get winners in both games. That is
clinical,
great.
I think that's... Yeah. You've got goal scorers, haven't you?
But just on that, and we said it last week, I feel like you're just repeating the points of last week because it was a very similar game, you know, the Bournemouth and the Newcastle. Everyone is going for... Salah's been told, like he did last season, I don't want you coming back as much, save your energy, which is great. TK doesn't look like he's going to be running back much. Like you said, Wirtz is kind of almost given that role to just kind of get in the mix. And it's weird, and I heard them talking on the overlap about it. Have Liverpool ever had like a kind of a Cole Palmer, Kevin De Bruyne? Have they ever... Coutinho was like that.
Wirtz is that player though.
But when Liverpool had a number 10 and won stuff?
Not many teams have, to be honest. I know you say De Bruyne, but De Bruyne plays a lot deeper. Hazard at Chelsea is probably the last player to play in a successful team that
as a number 10.
I think
because Coutinho gets fucked off, and then we go to that kind of Wijnaldum, Henderson, and
like a strong 3.
And when it was the Henderson, Wijnaldum, and Fabinho,
base, isn't it? It's the end-to-end box-to-box midfield.
So it's kind of we've gone from having
teams have been built on.
Yeah, but we've gone from having an engine room to a kind of 2/3 of an engine room and someone who's just gonna potter about. And it's like, I feel like he's a little bit like, listen, he's obviously an unbelievable player there. It's everything you see of him and people who've played against him and with him. He's obviously going to come good. But I just think that it's more of a manager's problem. This
I think Sunday's going to be particularly interesting. I think that Slot would be tempted to put Wirtz out wide and put an extra body in there because, like it or not, and we'll obviously go through the actual Newcastle game in a moment. You got dominated in that midfield. It was like the Alamo, and even when they had 10 men, do you think though
a bit of that though was, listen, it was spicy with all the Newcastle, Liverpool are all normally good games anyway. Monday night, home game for them. All the stuff that Isak going on. I think Gordon doesn't help himself with him being a scouser and supporting Liverpool. He's obviously well up for it. He's geeing everyone up. I seen there was things in the crowd saying, straight into these. It was like...
Blame the manager. I blame the manager. Like, it's the manager's job to keep a lid on that. You want the fans to be up for it. You want the players to be up for it. But it's the manager's job in his team talk and at half-time to put a lid on it and to try and, manage that the arousal levels of the players.
It's like that catastrophe theory, innit, where you've got too much arousal that your game just goes out the window and he flies into Van Dijk.
Exactly, and it was daft.
So I think I completely agree that Liverpool midfield did get dominated, but I don't think that happens every week. Because it's like I do think there was a lot of ingredients that made Newcastle kind of almost physically much stronger.
And also, I don't think Newcastle are a top side now. That midfield three.
So I agree with the best.
From an energy point of view, there's not many better midfields. Tonali, Bruno and Joe Litton, they're exceptional in the Premier League anyway. They're certainly in the top 5 from a midfield perspective.
It was concerning how we just played crap. I thought we were just fucking shite.
It's Kanate for me. I'm sorry, he's gone. He's gone. I don't know whether it's his head's gone because he's thinking I'm going next year, or whether
fucking learning Duolingo, isn't he? That's what he's doing. His head's not in the game. He's learning to it. He's on his fucking 100-day streak.
But it'll get to a point though where it's being said, he'll go to Madrid. It'll get to a point where Madrid go, if that's the kind of player that we're getting, we'll go elsewhere.
I think they're going to get Gahey in, aren't they? They're going to get Gahey in, I think.
I think you need to, yeah. But going back to it, I think against Arsenal in particular, you're going to have to maybe not sacrifice Wirtz. I think it's one or the other. He needs to come out to the team and someone else comes in there, or he goes out wide.
That's a big call though, isn't it?
It's a big call, but can you really say in those first 2 games that in that position he's has an impact?
Do you know what? I think he's one of those players as well though, and I'm not trying to act like some big tactician. You're far more qualified to talk about it than me. I think he's done stuff off the ball which doesn't get noticed. Which he hasn't been getting getting slagged off.
You can see he's had 4 goals in 2 games. What?
No, stuff? Attacking though. Kanate. Sorry, I thought you were on about Wirtz. Sorry, bringing him out. I think Wirtz has done stuff off the ball that. I
was talking about Wirtz, but I'm thinking off the ball. What's
off the ball? Yeah, off the ball. He has. I think it was the first game. His movements for Etiquet's goal. He drops in and comes out again and just leaves a big pocket of space where Etiquette then comes in.
I know he's
done stuff like that.
And he's a player in the final third, and he's an intelligent player, and I'm not undermining his ability. But the point is, you're sacrificing something by allowing him to have that free. If you give any player as clever as him, a free rein, which it looks to me like he's popping up on the left, the right, all over the place. He will cause problems, but equally he's causing you problems off the ball when you lose it, because there's a hole in there.
It's weird as well, because I've seen some stats and he has got the most. He's running the most, so he is running a lot, but he's just not running back.
Yeah, he's pressing high.
It's got to be worth it, though, isn't it? It's got to be runs that are actually worthwhile.
And that's why I think Sunday's the acid test. If he sticks to his guns, which I feel like Arne Slot is that type of person. I'm not. I would be tempted to change it, but if he sticks to his guns, which I think he will, it's going to go one or two ways. You either blow Arsenal away, and it's like, wow, this is the real deal, this, or they exposures. I don't think it's going to be a soggy 0-0 because it just doesn't look like the ingredients for that.
The other stat on that, why I don't think it'd be a 0-0, is in all of Arne Slot's games so far in the Premier League, there's only been one game where they've not scored. So what's he played? 38, so he's played 40 games. He's scored in 39 of them. So definitely not a 0-0. Without sounding negative, and I hope people don't jump on me for this, but I'd take a draw.
I think draws a great result away to Arsenal this early in the season.
It's at home though.
Is it at home?
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's a bit negative.
Because we're away.
It's a bit negative saying that you'd take a draw at home, but I don't
know. I think at this moment in the
given how we're playing,
momentum's everything is of Arsenal. Win that game, and it's an early marker, isn't it? I think a draw doesn't hurt either team.
I think Arsenal are playing a lot better than us, and because we're not clicking, it's an awkward time to play them because we just look so bad.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's...
You're not clicking, but you're not cohesive, are you?
It just feels like a Klopp team again. It just feels like a Klopp
That's
team.
what you wanted.
I know.
That's what you wanted.
It's gonna, like we said literally last week, didn't we? That I think there's gonna be drama in most Liverpool games this season, and obviously we were proved right. Yeah, I do want it in the sense that, like, listen, if we end up turning into Pep City side, I think it does get boring. We spoke about it. It's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be fucking stressful as well.
If your slot, and you've mentioned there about maybe taking Wirtz out, what would you change? Or change?
I have, in fairness, Andy hasn't. I would personally put Szoboszlai.
I don't disagree with you, by the way.
I would put Szoboszlai into the middle with the other two, Gravenberch and is McAllister back?
It's whether he thinks he'll be training this week. Yeah.
If he's fit, I think you play them three. Assuming that Bradley can come in at right back.
It looks like Bradley should be all right.
And put Wirtz on the left.
Yeah.
And drop Gakpo.
Wirtz has played on the left as much for Leverkusen as he has, actually more so in that number 10.
I'd also feel hard done by if I was Gakpo there though.
Yeah.
Because he's contributed a lot more to the game.
I just think I think away from home, if this was our Arsenal, you'd probably want Gakpo in there for his physical presence and on the break and all that. But I think you would expect, given the way that Arteta plays away from home, that they're going to concede a lot more possession, and he's going to have an opportunity. And the thing is, from that left-hand side, he can still come inside, can't he, and overload them the way he does anyway. But I don't know.
That's like we said.
You're also taking a 6-foot+ player out against Arsenal.
Like big side.
They're so good on set pieces.
Yeah, it's a good point as well.
I think what's going to be Slot's biggest test, and already everyone's talking about the balance isn't quite right. We said that before a ball was even kicked this season. His biggest challenge is going to be rotating the squad and keeping everyone happy. You're already talking there, Gakpo will feel hard done by if he comes out the team. What happens if he ends up getting Isak in? Yeah, do you know what I mean? How it's all going to work. I think that's going to be Slot's biggest challenge this year, of just finding something that works and sticking to it, but then also keeping everyone happy who was unfortunate won't be in the starting 11.
Speaking of players who aren't in the starting 11, but obviously he's knocking on the door.
The lad who shops in Bootle Strand. Fucking hell, mate. I was just trying to think, what were you doing at 16? We're just leaving school, aren't you? You probably...
Do you know what, though? I remember when I was at the academy when Sterling came in, and he just given me so many Sterling vibes. It's unbelievable in terms of the way he is. Do you know what I mean? His balance, his athleticism, his composure, he's having himself.
Yeah.
And Raheem, because I played when he was 15, 16, come in when he was 15 from QPR.
QPR, yeah.
But he was knocking on the door as soon as he came and blew everyone away, and it's like, this kid's special. And
well, when he got the ball, he just ran at them, didn't he, straight away? And I thought, bloody hell, he's up for it. Like he's after trying to get the winner.
I haven't seen it, but I'd love to see clips of when Sterling first come into the team, and him. They seem identical to me. Even the way he struck that ball, like with the inside of his right foot, was like Sterling, wasn't it?
He was so calm. It bobbles up a tiny bit as well.
It does, yeah. It jumps up a little bit. I think that in that situation, personally, I think that helps, because if that's flat along the floor, you're having to get under it.
The temptation to sky it then as well.
Yeah, sky it. Yeah, exactly. So I think it just sits really well. Don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant finish at that moment.
And it was a great team move as well. I think everyone in the team touched the ball, apart from Szoboszlai, who dummied it. So it's a great team goal. And yeah, I mean, what a feeling. 100th minute, was it?
Yeah, it was the 99th, 100th minute, something like that.
I seen it, probably done by an Evertonian, whether it's true or not, I don't know. I seen a stat saying every time Liverpool have needed to grab a winner, it's been like the most added on time or something like that.
No, someone put something up. It's like the top 10 latest goals or something in the last 3 years, and you've got like 5 of them in there.
But then there was also the thing I sent you, which was like the ball was in play for like 40 minutes or something.
Yeah, so I text the lads during the match saying like the fucking ball's not been in play, and it was the 60% of the 90 minutes was the actual ball was in play.
Isn't that quite normal though?
It must have been one of the lowest or something. Because that's the whole idea. They're talking about having matches just 60 minutes, aren't they? But it's only 60 minutes of when the ball is in play.
Like rugby.
But that's not far off the average, that's why.
It just seemed, like, I know it was feisty, wasn't it? A lot of challenges going in. It just seemed like the fucking ref was blowing his whistle every 2 minutes. But listen, they get the results. I think there's a massive win. And it's one of them. I'd done a thing on BBC Merseyside, Radio Merseyside with Leanne Campbell, and she knows nothing about football, and she was like, I was saying about the negatives of they're not playing very well, and she went, but hang on, you've got maximum points from the first 2 games. And I was like, well, yeah, so probably just should stop moaning
Well,
about it.
That was the thing.
Grateful.
I literally messaged you like straight after saying we didn't deserve that. That's from a Liverpool fan point of view of we played shit, we didn't deserve it. But then if you're an Arsenal fan or a City fan or whoever you're going,
you're rolling
they
your
didn't
eyes
deserve that and
Yeah.
we still won. Like what we used to do with United back in the day, or what we did with City a couple of years ago.
I think the most alarming thing will be against 10 men, to be honest. I don't think anyone can, be too concerned about Newcastle fighting back at home and, the fans and everything it meant to them. But
it should have been easier for us to just...
You should have managed that game, and I think that would be the biggest concern for me if you level anything at Slaughter's.
When you're 2-0 up, though, like the game management, 2-0 up in both games.
Yeah, but you can see momentum shifting, can't you? I think as a coach you can do more to try and...
It was quite late for Slot to make changes the other day. It was like 70-something minutes, which you normally would do something, especially when you can see the game shifting a little bit.
But yeah, from the 55th minute, you're seeing them get the tails up a little bit and started to come back into the game. I think at the 60th minute, you could have made 2 or 3 changes and, got you back in control of the game. But listen, you've won it, doesn't really matter.
So moving on to Sunday, and I want to say something now, and listen, anyone who knows me will know I would never try and cause offence to say this, and maybe I am completely wrong in this, and I just want to know your opinion on it and stuff. How do you think it feels every time you're playing at Anfield and they're in the dressing room and obviously they've left Jota's space? Now, I get you want to remember, listen, they are like a family, aren't they? They probably spend more time with each other than anyone. I'm just trying to think how I would feel. I've been in Afghan when you lose a lad and his bed's there in the corner and you're thinking, fucking hell, he's not there anymore. And it's when we were in Afghan, someone would replace him and take his bed. And that was just how it was. I've seen photos in Anfield and they've kind of left his seat. I'm thinking, listen, who am I? I didn't know him. I didn't work with him. How they want to honour him is down to a team. I'm just thinking mentally, for me personally, I'm obviously not going to forget about him, but do I want to be sitting in the dressing room looking up and just seeing an empty seat number 20? Do you know what I mean? I don't. There's no right or wrong way to do it, is there?
One of the last photos that you see going out to the pitch is Jota with the trophy as well from last year. So again, it can go one or two ways. It's like, let's win it for him. Or it's like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
I feel a bit shit now.
I think in moments, as you say, you're right, it can either go, it gives you that extra motivation, or it makes you think, what's all this matter?
Yeah.
Why do you even care about footy?
So obviously we lost my brother-in-law, 3 months ago now, and I feel like there's photos in my sister's house everywhere and stuff still. My dad, when we were kids, I don't think we had any photos of my mum up. Now that's not to say he purposely didn't do it. Maybe photos just weren't as much back then. I don't know, but it's one of them, isn't it? What's the right thing to do? Do you want to be reminded of it every fucking second, or do you not? Do you know what I mean? I'm just thinking.
Yeah, well, it depends. It depends on your personality. I think you make a good point. Is there'll be certain personalities in that dressing room that it has the desired effect on. Yeah. There'll be other personalities that I was trying to block that out and now I've seen it again.
Exactly. Imagine if you're the lad who sits next to him. I don't know who was it.
That's way too complex to be able to work out.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if the senior players
as a group have
discussed that though, and they've made a call between the 4 or 5 of them.
But that's the senior players, no disrespect. That's easy for them to say, isn't it? But it's the younger players.
It could have been a vote for all we know. Yeah. But I don't know.
But imagine if I think it was Diaz who used to sit next to him, to be fair, so Diaz is gone. But I just think, how long do you kind of keep that number 20 there for? Is it going to be forever now? I mean, again, I hope that doesn't come across in the wrong way and saying forget about him. But I do think it's an interesting pointer.
Only time will tell.
Yeah. But anyway, so it is back at Anfield. R4 kick-off, my favourite time. It's going to be absolutely bouncing. Can't wait. Again, without sounding negative, I would take a draw. But if we are going to win, it's going to be both teams to score and win. It'd be 2-1 or 3-1, I think. I personally would keep Wirtz in the team, but I would probably, given what you said, drop Gakpo to the bench and shore up the midfield.
Go back to the 4-3-3 of last year.
Go back to McAllister, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. I think Kerkez needs to fucking rocker up his ass. How weak was he on that?
No, I think he had too much of a rocker up his ass the other day.
Yeah.
He was running after everything when he just didn't need to.
Yeah.
But and then the one time he needs to be aggressive, he just kind of whimpers out.
Strange.
Awful that. I know that the height disparity between the two of them is a big factor. But at least impose yourself. Go up for the challenge, put him off, whatever. Not just like lean in and hope for the best.
Yeah, it was shocking defending.
And it technically it wasn't his man. I think it was Ekatike's man. He ran off him, but when the ball lands, it's then Kerkez's man. and it'll just look like he cowered away from it.
I like him on the ball, but I'm not sure I'm having him defensively at the moment. I think obviously he showed last season for Bournemouth all of the qualities you want.
Just work rate in it. That's why you kind of thought, wow, he'd be great for Liverpool because of his bombing.
Because he's got an engine, gets up and down, but I'm not sure about his tactical nous and his 1v1 ability, to be honest.
He loves throwing himself in as well. Again, overly eager, he wants to prove a point, and it's like, just stand up.
He's one of them.
You're fast enough to beat him for pace, so just let them drop the shoulder and try and get past you, and then you get them back around them anyway. You don't need to be throwing yourself in.
I think any bet builders, you do Liverpool to win, both teams to score, and Kirkus to get booked. That's like a solid bet builder.
At home more than anything else, though, for some reason. I think at Newcastle he was a lot more disciplined and didn't really he kind of held his position. He was, aside from the balls in behind.
He was trying to nick in front of someone, and then it kind of like went past them.
Yeah, the little
and then you had Alanga. He kind of.
Well, Alanga does that come short because he knows he wants to go long, and he was a bit naive there. But
I think what will shore things up a little bit as well, I hope, is when the right back situation gets sorted. So we kind of know whether it's going to be Bradley or Frimpong. I think that'll help things a little bit. But
it's going to be a while, isn't it?
That's just an availability thing.
Yeah. So it's my prediction. I'm going to go 2-1. What do you reckon, Liverpool? 2-1 Liverpool, I say.
1-1.
I reckon it might be 2-2.
I think they'll score from a set play. I think they might take the lead and then usually just hammering them all game and then you get one late.
One thing I do want to mention as well, and I won't harp on it too much because I'm on a bit of a high, but it is worth mentioning because it has still been rumbling on. Last week I told you about the Chiesa song.
Yeah.
I won't even mention his name because I actually like his work most of the time. An acquaintance, like a mate, I'd like to have a beer with him, and we had not fell out nothing, but got a little message saying I didn't appreciate your take on the Chiesa song. So there's a guy who's a bellend called Tony Evans who wrote... You're
not talking about Tony then, are you?
No, I'm not talking about Tony, no. There's another guy who wrote an article who I quite like. I won't mention his name, but anyway, this guy Tony, though, is a bellend. And, mate, he is...
I don't know him, so I'm not in a position to... Anyway, I said what I think he was doing, and I stand by that.
Yeah, no, and I get off. But anyway, so we spoke about it. But then, like, my mates, just, like, who also wrote an article, was just like, I fucking don't appreciate your take, like, and, like, really double down on...
Be a journalist as well, then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
I respect...
No, so
I think
it ends up going, like, a fucking back to forth when I'm down on holiday. Starts off with messaging back and forth. And then it ends up like voice noting to each other, like 2-3 voice notes going like, we're going to have to agree to disagree. But
that's okay though.
That's what I mean. That's why
it should be.
Yeah.
Not like I disagree with you, so you're a dickhead, or I disagree with you. And
no,
and it was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was.
And it's good that he's said.
I totally respect him for coming back at me, but it was quite funny to kind of cut out. But it's still been rumbling.
I've got something to tell you off air. I can't say it on air because I don't want to get myself into worse bother. But it's along those lines. But
I'll remind me of that then in a minute. But anyway, it's rumbled on, and the one point I made was this has caused more aggravation and arguments between Liverpool fans and offended more Liverpool fans than anyone in fucking Italy. That was my point because no one even 99% of people didn't even fucking put Heysel and that together. Whereas this Tony Evans has wrote an article about Chiesa scoring a winner, and in his article, he's linked it back to South Yorkshire Police, Thatcher, and Hillsborough. That's what I think's weird, and that was what I was going at, saying you're playing. And
so I had a conversation with a Rez, and I won't mention his name because he probably wouldn't appreciate me mentioning him because he doesn't want to be at any side of the fence. He said, I think some of the younger fans knew what they were doing, but I don't think the general fan base meant it.
Nah.
That's what he said. He said, I think some of them were thought it was funny and thought it was and they knew what they were doing.
Bullshit.
I reckon the song would have been the same if he came from a different club.
Exactly. And that's so what I said is you're playing a victim mentality, right? And then I got shit for saying you can't call a Scouser a victim because the rest of the country call us that, so you can't then say that. So then I started having back and forth this fella on Twitter saying... But he is playing a victim. He's linking fucking Hillsborough to him. It's a clickbait article where he wants people to sign up and pay him on Substack. And so anyway, it was worth mentioning because it's still kind of rumbling on social media.
Again, I'm not a Red, so
Just Google Tony Evans and just see the shit he's getting.
No, I've read the article since, but I haven't.
Paul Smith called him out as well, which I like to see.
It's boss when he calls anyone out.
Yeah, Paul Smith's always, and you know what? He's bang on it most of the time, Paul. So I did want to just mention that. Right, onto the blue shite, who aren't shite anymore.
Well, it's still early doors. Like last season, I was saying, when we started poorly, I don't think it's as bad as it looks, and I'm not getting too carried away. I still think there's
Talk to me about the stadium first before we talk about that, because I genuinely am buzzing for you in that sense. Like, it is nice to see his, see me blue mates happy to go to the ground.
Honestly,
and all that.
It's incredible. I can't
look
can't describe. It's everything that you want your home stadium to be, and I've got my season ticket seat, which is in the East Stand. It's kind of near the middle, decent height, like a boss view. And that was, I'll talk about Sunday first. I was lucky enough to bring my lad. He hasn't got a season ticket. He's only 5. He's got the bug for footy now because he plays footy a lot and then he plays FIFA, so he knows all the players and all that. And I took him on Sunday, and I was more nervous for him, thinking if it isn't what he wants it to be, then it's probably going to affect the way that he sees Everton and all that. But he got to, it's funny actually, we're walking down the Dock Road, and I don't know what this building's called, by the way, but someone will probably put it in the comments, or one of you might know. So as you're walking along the Dock Road, and this is Bank Hall, so there's Bankfield Street, I think it is, which is the bottom of Bank Hall. So walking along there, and there's that fucking big metal thing that comes across, and then there's this dark, moody, horrible building, which is don't get to sewage works, it's on the left hand side, but it's horrible. Anyway, we're walking along, and he goes, "Wow, look at the stadium." Honestly, the naivety, and I was like, "Mate, that's not the stadium." And he went, "It's so big," and I went, "Mate, that's not the stadium." And he went, "Yeah, it is a little bit ugly, isn't it?" So anyway, we carry on walking along, and then you can kind of see it in the distance.
What was the tavern and stuff like? I know obviously it's going to be different for everyone.
I got dropped off at the bottom of Bank Hall by my wife, and I'd done it because I thought I'll probably prefer to get off at Bank Hall rather than Sandhills, because there's a few pubs that you can kind of catch on the way in, and coming out of Sandhills is murder, and I'll talk about that from last night. So I got dropped off at the bottom of Bank Hall, and it was like a 15-minute walk, maybe 20 minutes with him, and it was nice, loads of bars that you come past, so many now. Anyway, he's walking, and then he sees in the distance, and he goes, "Daddy, it's like a spaceship." And he's just like, wow, and he's constantly got his eyes trying to look through the fences, and then obviously the wall comes up then, so you can't see it for a bit. And then he walked into the kind of open area, the fan zone or whatever it's called now. And he was just wowed by it. So obviously took a few pictures, and then we wanted to have a little drink in that area, but he was just desperate to get in. I want to go in. So I thought, that's your job. At this point, you've got to take him in and see it. And I wanted to get him in plenty of time so he could get a seat and get ready. So we went in. I've been in the concourse. Concourse hasn't changed much apart from a few murals. There's so much concrete dust, which is understandable because it's
only just got finished.
Yeah, so there's loads of dust, but that's it's one of them things. He went up straight to his seat. Obviously, has all the flags in the seat, which he was made up, having a little flag.
Plastic flags?
No, but it was more listen, whatever. I've took the piss out of you, but yours are just red flags. We
don't have plastic flags.
This was Everton against. You have had flags before. You have.
When?
Not from the club. No.
You definitely have had.
Whoa.
We've had mosaics.
Yeah,
but we've never done.
Ever had plastic
Well, anyway,
flags.
I'm fine with it. So it had Everton.
It's
versus
commemorative
Brighton.
for you,
as Everton versus Brighton, the date and all that, and I've got one of the flags framed now, and he's got one on the bottom of his bed. Anyway, he's made up because kids love flags. So he's sitting there, and I went, "This is kick-off is 2:00. This must have been about 1:00." So the players are only just coming out to warm up, and I went, "Right, mate, do you want to go and get something to eat and a drink?" No. And I'm like, he went, "I want to stay here." I was like, "Okay." So we stayed there. Anyway, gets to the kick-off, and 10 minutes building up. What was boss then? They just started putting the same songs they had on at Goodison. I thought that was it sounds stupid, but it was a nice touch. Everyone bought into that.
Siren still come on, does it?
That comes on before Z Cars, and that was just that was actually originally part of the song itself anyway. But so that comes on. The Lars come on and all that. It was boss, and then when they come out, and this was a bit I was nervous about. I thought, is the atmosphere gonna be is it gonna be as loud as it was? And he just like you could see, I looked at him and he just went, the noise was ridiculous. It was so loud when they come out and the cheers and all that. And yeah, like the fireworks went off. I think I sent you a picture. Like the whole of the sky was just lit up in blue above the stands, and it looked like something off Harry Potter. Like they'd all got the wands out and just made this big blue cloud. But it was perfect. Perfect, obviously, coming up to the kick-off, and then, you know, the game itself.
That surprised me, lad. The game itself surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, we rode our luck. It was only you watched the game. I thought we were quite fortunate at times. Minter and what's his name, Matoma, caused us some issues, which they always do, I think, use as well. But they're tricky. Welbeck was terrible. He just needs to hang up his boots now for me.
I'll remind us to come on to DCL as well.
Needs to be. God. Oh God, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, obviously the players played the part in the end. Grealish was. I mean, I don't want to get too carried away. I did say, look, he's going to be a big player for us because from a commercial point of view, he carries a lot of weight and everyone knows him and this, that, and the other. But the difference in someone like him and players we've had in the last few seasons, he's like, just give me the ball, give me it. Doesn't care whether he's got 2 players on him, 3 players on him, 4 players on him, give me the ball. And he'll either keep hold of it or he'll draw players in, he'll win a foul, but he just owns it on the ball. And what I enjoyed, which again, this sounds stupid, but we've been lacking personalities in the last few seasons. There's a bit of an incident early on where our player gets fouled on the left-hand side and the ref plays on. And he obviously knew the game. All of our game plan hinges on getting free kicks in wide areas. He stormed out to the ref and he was like, give us the free kick. We want the free kick. And the ref went, whoa. Yeah. And it was like, straight away, like got someone who's like, do you know what I mean? Who's really affecting the game on and off the ball. But his performance was just... Well,
2 assists, you can't fucking knock that.
Yeah, and the good thing was, as I say, he gets the ball, but he always impacts the game. He very rarely gets it, bounces it back. He gets it, holds it, brings players in.
Which is what he was told to do at City a lot of the time.
Yeah. But what I did notice, as I say, he's not always getting it thinking I'm going to take them on like an old school winger. He gets it and he knows exactly what the plan is when he gets it. Yeah. It's like either to draw someone in for a foul or it's to draw someone in to create space on the other side. But then, the first time he got it, 1v1, he beats the fullback, puts the ball in and we scored, and it was like, that couldn't have been any more perfect. And Zai, obviously, who got the last goal at Goodison, gets the first goal at Bramley Moore.
Yeah.
And he's been our best player for the last 2 seasons, so he deserves it more.
He's in my fantasy, to be fair to him. I suppose it makes up for the poor performance done at Leeds. You'd maybe take...
I said, and I stand by it, and surprisingly, I didn't get that many people going, well, why would you say losing at Leeds was a good thing? I thought we needed a reaction from the players, and they certainly gave us a reaction. And I would have took all day, as you were getting at then, losing at Leeds and winning the way we did against Brighton, because it was a massive day for the club. And I think if we'd have lost the game, the narrative would have been completely different, and suddenly it's negativity, and is the stadium gonna be a monkey to get that win early and get it.
It becomes, if you don't score and you don't win in your new stadium, it becomes like the monkey on your back, doesn't it? And it can go on for weeks or months, couldn't it?
Well, everyone was the Blues were talking about the impact of City's new ground, Tottenham's new ground, West Ham's new ground. There's loads of instances where, and listen, it still might be the case, but for now the players look like they're at home, they look like they're enjoying it, the fans are enjoying it. And last night's game at Mansfield, I sat on the other side of the ground in the West End, I sat lower down, and I was literally sitting there going, wow, the stadium, it looked like an NFL stadium from the pitch side. It looked so big. And I was saying to you, from an away fan's perspective, Brighton didn't bring much of a crowd, to be fair. They filled the lower tier. Mansfield filled the full corner last night, and they were loud. When they were singing, it was loud. We obviously weren't as vocal because it was a game where you felt like the players didn't really need it.
Too busy waving the plastic fans to get too loud, weren't you?
There was no flags last night, mate.
Oh, was there not?
No, it was a one-off.
Okay.
But yeah, listen, great.
Well, you'd have to double header then as well. So Mansfield, did he play a strong team?
Strongish. Coleman came in. Michalenko has been injured, so he come back in to get some minutes. Travers played in goal, so Pickford was rested.
Just run of the mill kind of result, just got the job done.
Yeah, you know what? I went with my sister last night, and she's not an avid football fan. So she's like asking me, is it normally like this? And to be honest, the first half an hour, I was like, these aren't good enough. I mean, there has a few moments where they tried to put it on us, but they were nowhere near good enough, and it was just a matter of time before we scored, and then when we did, it was quite routine.
Who have you got in the next round?
Don't know. Has the draw been made?
We got Southampton.
Came out last night.
I haven't even seen it, you know.
Yeah.
I'll have a look for you.
Yeah, but it was pretty routine. Grealish played again, so he clearly must need the minutes. He rested Dewsbury Hall. He rested Ndiaye.
You mentioned before about getting home. What was it like getting home then in the evening games? That's been a big talking point.
So I waited in the ground. It was quite funny. I told you off air. I was in the West End last night, and by the way, that's some setup from a corporate perspective. So you've got must be about 2,000, 3,000 seats where they're padded and all that, and then you've got a sports bar at the back, the riverside, where the window is and stuff, and you look out, and that's the screen is probably the size of this whole bar, and then you've got loads of other tellies. So wherever you're sitting, you're right in front of a screen, or you can see the big massive one. 2 big bars, so you're never really struggling to get served, and then there's 2 really nice restaurants at the front, closest to the pitch. So for anyone who's got tickets in there, I'm envious, because it's a boss setup. You still got good seats anyway, but it's a really good experience. But yeah, getting out, we had to stay back for 20 minutes, have a quick drink, and then wait for the crowds to die down. Man United were on the obviously penalties, so it gets to 10-10, 11-11, and then all the tellies just went off. I was like, fucking hell, that's just proper Everton. 10:15, it must be set on a timer. 10:15, it goes off. So literally it was 11-11 on pens, and the tellies all went off, so we missed the actual deciding penalty. But yeah, walked out the ground.
Is that gate in? It's like a small gap in the wall, isn't it? Is it quite difficult getting people in and out?
Again, as
you were there quite early yesterday, weren't you? I noticed, because there was problems of people getting in and stuff. But
yeah,
you
was.
Were there an hour and a half.
I was there an hour and a half before, because I was in the West End, so it was worth getting in early. But the kick-off was delayed by 15 minutes. My wife was coming home from work in town at 5:30, and she just said the police made a right balls up of it. Closing roads to obviously stop you from getting near the ground, but it was causing more chaos. In the end, my sister-in-law actually got out the car and moved one of the cones. It was like, I'm not having this, and just drove down the road. Because it was just it was by Costco, so they were not allowing people to get into Costco, but not to get to the dock road. And what she was saying is, if you allow us to go one more road further, it'll open it up a bit more. And he said, it wasn't even a policeman, it was just this fella going, So she went, F this, I'm just moving.
Probably lay him out over the next few weeks and stuff. It's a bit of trial and error.
Yeah, and I done the same again. I got a taxi in the end because I was running quite late. Just got to the bottom of Bank Hall and walked along. And that's what I'll do. I'll either get the train to Bank Hall, or I'll get, dropped off near the bottom of Bank Hall. Coming out, the last one. Coming out, I went to get the train at Sandhills, and this was a good 45 minutes after the game ended. And to be fair, they've organised it really well. It's a bit like going into a concert where you've got all these, it's all fenced off, and it's got the Ormskirk line, Kirby line, Southport line, and I'm on the Southport line, so I went in and that queue was massive, and I'm thinking, oh no, I'm going to be here for hours here. And I went to walk off and get a taxi, and the fella went, "You all right?" And I went, "I'm not waiting in this." He said, "Mate, honestly, as soon as the train comes, we open that gate and you'll all get on this train."
Yeah.
It was a 10-carriage train. I've never seen a train this big on Merseyrail, sorry. And fair enough, as soon as the train pulls up, they open the gate, you all get onto the platform, so you're not standing on the platform.
Oh, yeah.
And then we walk straight in the train. The train was only half full.
Really, yeah.
So that was encouraging. I'll probably be more inclined to go.
I'm interested to know how that bit goes, because it did look like it's going to be a nightmare, didn't it? But
I think before the game is a bigger issue from what I can gather, because a lot of people will stay around after the game, particularly if it's either a night game or a Saturday game. But before the game, I think it's because you've got commuters, particularly on a weekday, people coming back from town, from work, and then people come. So that was obviously an issue last night, because it was 15 minutes delay.
Away to Wolves the weekend.
Yep.
And away to Wolves in the next round as well, by the way.
Okay. Well, that's a
decent
dress rehearsal. I mean, third round.
There's easier teams to play than.
Yeah. Who have you got?
We got Southampton, so similar like this.
Away.
At home.
No home.
Similar.
In terms of like, there's a lot of lower league teams that are still in the draw. Like,
yeah, I'm not too disappointed by that. I didn't even see the draw last night, but
I don't think Wolves obviously lost Cunha, haven't they?
I can't change me opinion. I don't think Wolves are good enough this season. They haven't brought in enough players, or they haven't brought in anyone really of note. Strand Larsen has been linked with Newcastle. He come on and scored 2 against West Ham the other night, didn't he? I mean, West Ham, as predicted, looked terrible, by the way. Absolutely. I mean, Jared Bowen was like on the verge of throwing his armband on the floor. He had mares with the fans. So it'll be interesting. I think if they lose this weekend, I think they pull the trigger on Potter.
Already?
I think so. It just looks like the atmosphere and the...
Who West Ham got the weekend?
Have a look for you now.
But yeah, Wolves away. I'll be disappointed if we don't get a result. I don't think it's one where you go, we've got to go there and win. But I'd be disappointed if we didn't play on the front foot and try and take the game.
I'll tell you what, you get, Kamara going into the international break with 6 points. You'd be made up.
Yeah, I think just as important, and I don't want to be like, if we keep another clean sheet, you look at it then and go, it was only a penalty we've conceded then against Leeds, which was a very dubious penalty.
Yeah, good point, yeah.
So I think if we can go there and keep a clean sheet, maybe nick a 1-0, I think everyone goes into the break happy.
Does that lead us on to Leeds penalties?
Oh, please, Stafford.
Wow.
Not even the penalties, just before that.
Well, yeah, it's all round. There was a little compilation and he wasn't even on for long. Was he on?
He was on for 15 minutes and he misses 3 sitters. Yeah. Like, we're talking in the 6-yard.
Yeah,
but one of them, to be fair, he slides in and the keeper
save.
kind of smothers it, doesn't he? But the other 2 is proper Calvert Lewin. That's like...
It made me laugh that I even suggested re-signing him. Like, he is just so far... For a club like Everton, who needs a striker, he is so far off it, isn't he?
He's sounds terrible, this, but he's a head case, as in like his head needs to be completely right for him to perform, and clearly his confidence is low at the moment, and now it'll be even lower. It's like the and what used to start to grate on me towards the end of his Everton career, it's like the nonchalance after he's missed a chance like that. He just gets back up and he's like as if to say, "Sounds, I'll get another one in a minute," and he does get another one and misses it again.
Yeah.
And then the penalty. That was one of the few things actually he was all right at Everton. He has a decent record from penalties, but I don't know what but
like you say, if his confidence is gone as well, then...
But your confidence gone. You don't try and put it in the top corner, do you?
Yeah, you get it on target.
Yeah, is it low, hard? Like Everton, you get told when you're a kid, listen, hit the target, make the keeper work, don't have it at a nice height. Is it low? I don't know what he's doing, but obviously... There was a smirk and a lot of amusement from the Everton fans because he was demanding, by all accounts, 150 grand, and that was the big thing. Moyes wanted to keep him. I don't think I know most Everton fans were happy to see him go in the end, but Moyes wanted to keep him and he was demanding 150 grand. If you're going to demand 150 grand, you need to deliver. I don't know what Leeds have ended up paying him, but it must be north of 100 grand.
Which is madness, isn't it? Before we go, keep on the League Cup and we talk about United, touch on transfers. By the time we record the next show, the transfer window will be shut. I think we'll get Gahey. I don't think we'll get Isak. And it'd be interesting to see if we get anyone else. What about Everton, do you think?
I mean, we've just completed the sign of Tyler Zibling. He come on for 20 minutes last night. The game was dead, really, and you could see he was just coming at, was just playing just to get some minutes under his belt and to get familiar with the stadium. For me, from a playing perspective, that's the most exciting signing for me. He's rapid, like his athleticism.
Southampton, was it?
Yeah, his athleticism. Look, there's still a lot of potential rather than he's certainly far from the finished product. But I'm really excited to see him because he's going to be fighting for his place. There's a bit of competition in that at that end of the pitch now. But he's another player. I hope so. I hope we're going to a striker. We need a striker to do some of the basic stuff better than the 2 players we've got in there. Tieno Barry, again, is a player with a lot of potential. He's shown flashes and touches and he looks decent on the ball.
Did you see what Moyes said about him before the game at the weekend? Basically saying, like, I shouldn't really be starting him. But
I think that's...
Everyone else has shown pre-season now they're not good enough, so I'm throwing him in.
Yeah, and I think that's... He From very early on, he didn't. You can tell he didn't like Beto, and that's not his work rate and stuff. I just don't think there were. Yeah, he's not he's a bit of a dope, to be honest, and I think we've got that impression since he started. And Moyes likes certain things from his strikers, you know, when the ball's in this area, I want you here, and it's like quite prescribed. And Beto's just a bit of, as you've seen, he just does what he wants, and he doesn't know what he's going to do.
Just a big lump almost up front.
So I think that's what he was alluding to, is like, look, I haven't seen enough from him, and therefore...
I think he's just managing expectations as well, like not putting too much pressure on him.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think the fans are, and the fans can see he's very raw, and he gives you something because he's quick and whatever, but he's not going to be... It's not going to be good enough. Like I said, I think the words that I put on the pod last week were, it's not going to meet the expectations of the fans in terms of like delivering consistency and whatever up there. So even if it's someone on loan, we need someone with a bit more experience to lead the line. I think the rest of it we could get by with. I think some fans would like to see a bit more cover at right back, but I should mention Seamus Coleman played pretty much 90 minutes last night, and it was like he was 18 again. It's the first time he's played 90 minutes, I think, since 2023 or 24. Wow. But he looked in great nick, so he should provide enough cover behind O'Brien. The priority, I'm hoping for the club, is a striker.
Do you think we'll get Isak?
No.
Do you, Musk?
I think it might happen in January.
I think it might have happened already if we were going to do it. I thought he was just waiting for that game to be over so that all the politics of the game, that fixture have gone. But it doesn't sound too great. Like,
listen, I don't think January's that far away. I think we get him in Jan. Yeah,
I think by that point the emotional have gone out of it. Then I think PIF, as they shown before your game, they're quite emotional about it, and they're stubborn to go like, Liverpool, they've obviously got it in their minds. Liverpool have stitched us up here. They've put us in a position, and they've turned Isak's head, and I think there's a lot of emotion there at the moment, and they've bought into that. So I don't think they're going to fold, because I think if they did, it's a bit of pride, isn't it? They don't need the money, do they? Let's be honest. I know the principle of the 150 million is we want you to pay over the odds. I don't think it's they actually value him as 150 million.
It's more of a who can fucking piss the furthest, I guess.
That's what I don't get about the narrative, was that whole game was the fact that Liverpool have stitched Newcastle up, and their fans were like dead angry about it all. And it's like, but Liverpool have offered a record transfer fee for him. Newcastle have said it's not good enough, and Liverpool have gone, sound, we'll wait. And I don't think we've had much other contact with Isak and his representatives on like that we know from journalism or whatever. But it just seems to be like it's all Liverpool's fault.
No, they've definitely created the narrative, haven't they? They've pushed the narrative that that's what's happened and that's what they want it to be. And Isak's statement obviously was to almost defend Liverpool's position and Liverpool's stance on it.
And defend his own position as well.
Yeah,
to be fair, all that's happened is one club of them, we'd quite like to buy your player. Like, it happens every day.
And you've made a very fair bid for the player that he is. So
I agree, everyone has got a bit the fucking knickers in the twist about it.
But I think for that reason, I think they probably don't get it done in this window.
Yeah, no, I agree. We need to touch on Man United, not just them going out the cup to Grimsby, but at the weekend as well. I had them in my last man standing. I had them in my footy bet. They fucked me over on every which way possible. They are so shit. It is unbelievable. Like, they are so bad. And I was texting me Man United mates last night. I think Klopp would be perfect for them. I really do.
Klopp would be perfect for most teams, to be fair.
True. But I just think being Man United as big as they are, almost where Liverpool were as big as a club as they were, Liverpool are historically, they were nowhere near that when Klopp came in. Man United are even, some would argue, are a bigger club globally, and but are way worse than Liverpool ever were. If Klopp come in now, which I hope to God he never would, but let's just say Klopp went in and done what he done to Liverpool, even with Klopp as good as he is, that is a 10-year job. Like, even if you could look into the future and you could go, it will work out, we just need to get him in. No matter if you got the best person in it and you knew it would work, it would still take 10 years.
What they've tried to do with the appointments of Amarin, and obviously the appointments at exec level, is they've went, okay, let's put in a structure, bringing Jason Wilcox in from Man City. Let's make sure that everything behind the scenes means that we can just change coaches, and if we do, it's not going to impact anything. The problem with that is they're getting in coaches like obviously like Amarin, and he's not got the personality or the leadership skills to work at that level which you need to, man. He's operating at this level, and that little fucking tactics board video. If anyone hasn't seen it, like we'll maybe put it in the description for the.
Well, what minute's that?
This is when they're 2-0 down.
2-0 down, yeah.
I think like 60 minutes or something, isn't it?
It's like he's, you know, it's like a dad managing his son's under 13s, and he's like, you know, a bit of a gimp, and he's like, oh, and he's like little magnetic pieces on the board, and you're like, man, you're managing a Manchester United.
And you know what? Like if that's Arsenal away and whatever, and you're thinking they've done us here and whatever, okay, I kind of half get it, because look, it's a standard piece of kit, whether it's on an iPad, which a lot of it is now, or whether it's on that. I haven't got an issue with that. No, but you're playing Grimsby away, and you've got your best players there. Yeah. So it should just be getting in and getting into your players. You shouldn't even be thinking about tactics. And I think it should be man for man, use your best and all. Go and win your battles. Go and win your battles. You go and take him on. You get it and stop giving the ball away.
He's almost overthinking it, isn't he?
He is overthinking it, yeah. And that's the point, is like they've got in a coach who is focusing on the minor details when actually he's got better players on the. I mean, that group of players should be good enough to be competing for the top four.
It's like someone who's on a health kick, right? And all they're doing is they're taking one multivitamin at the end of the day. They're drinking 10 pints and fucking going on benders, but they're not doing any of the basic stuff. I've got my multivitamins.
They're not sleeping. Not sleeping. It's like, listen, get the basics right, and those 11 players on the pitch should be good enough to finish in the top 8. End of story. And which United fans, given what they went through last, would probably take that. And you know, you've seen it. The reaction from last week when they got beat by Arsenal was like, okay, we're all right with that, because we looked like we were competing.
Well, yeah.
And we were playing all right. But
mate, but that to get knocked out, it's just. It obviously goes to pens.
Did you see him on the bench for the pens as well?
He wouldn't even watch.
He was sitting with his head down. Basically looked like he'd already lost.
And that's that again. Yeah. It's that lack of leadership and that lack of like conviction.
Because I know Klopp used to turn round. He superstitiously would turn around for pens.
He'd look at the crowd, wouldn't he?
But he's still going like that, isn't he?
But like Amarim just looked dejected,
just defeated. Yeah.
Even his interview after the game, and he's like speechless. He's like,
well, it's the same thing again. You go back to it. The appointed Ten Hag, another coach, another person who's got a bit of arrogance, like Amarin, but arrogance as a coach, and it's like, this is the way I play. It's not about how you play at the moment. It's about hearts and minds and trying to get them players to step up, own it, have, you know, play with some charisma, play with some personality, win your battles. And what you're getting at there with Klopp, or a Klopp personality, is that's the first thing you'd get right, is get them motivated, get them actually running, get them, you know.
I remember when Dyche was on the overlap, they were talking about Amarim, and he basically said, like, yeah, he's got his own style of play, but you need to be winning games. And if I went in, and obviously he's got his own level, Sean Dyche, but he was like, if I went in, I'd probably win more games than he would, because I'd go, right, we just need to go 4-4-2 for a few games, get ourselves settled, get our confidence back up, not 4-3-3 or have wing backs and all that kind of stuff.
Get your best players on the pitch and get your best players playing in the positions they're comfortable in, and get the best out of them. End of story. And then start to tweak the system. When you're winning games and you get momentum and the players get confidence, you go, well, actually, Bruno, can you come and do this for us? Or, you know, Bueno, can you... He's trying to fit them into square pegs into round holes to fit into his system and his methodology.
And if you're a coach who's only got that one way of playing, then you're not a very good coach.
No, exactly.
And the big signing, Cunha, is the one who misses the pen.
And Bueno missed it. Oh no, he
both
didn't.
Of them. No,
yeah, Bueno and Cunha both.
Both. Wow.
And Bueno missed it in the second pen, wasn't he? He missed, and then Cunha missed the deciding one.
The other way round.
The other way round, yeah.
Yeah. Cunha missed his only pen.
Yeah.
And Bueno scored his first, but missed his second.
But Musk made a good point off there. The new signing didn't take Sesko, was it?
He was 9th or 10th.
Why are you having a striker you've signed on your 9th penalty taker?
I mean, the question is why is he even? Why is Sesko?
I think they were trying to protect him because he had a bit of a poor game, and it's like, we don't think it's going to get that far, so you won't have an opportunity to miss and have people talk about that on top of your poor performance.
But more people are talking now about the fact that kids have stepped up and took a penalty before you have.
It's not a good.
We paid 70 million for you.
And if we go back to the weekend, fucking Bruno Fernandes, right, might be a great footballer. He is not a leader. I don't think he's got a good personality to lead that team. He takes the penalty. Did you see where the ref walks
and he trips over him?
So Fernandes puts the ball down and starts stepping back.
Says he upsets his routine, doesn't he?
All the refs don't even look at him. He's just walking and they bump into each other. Fernandes looks at him like he's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. And he says, the ref didn't say sorry to me.
Who the fuck does he think he is? But if that's the type of human he is, looking down his nose at a referee...
Did you see him after the pens last night? Every time he took his first pen, he's like rolling his eyes, smirking as if to say, this is embarrassing, but even in this point, he wasn't like, come on, let's get this done. He takes the second pen, he's doing the same. He's going, as if to say, I'm too good for this. And
yeah, but that's how he looks at the referee. And I'm just thinking, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but if you're the type of person who's, he's on fucking 300 grand a week and he's looking at a referee like if you just...
What's he like on the training ground?
Yeah, what's he like as a human? Yeah. But that's the one that you need to look to when you're in the shit.
But also, similar to what I've just said about Amarim and having one style of play, if you're getting 300 grand or whatever a week and tripping over before you take the pen is going to put you so out of whack that you then miss and you blame that.
Yeah.
That shows that what mentality he's got as well.
What mindset of a winner have you got if you're blaming a referee for messing up your routine? If you're on 300 grand a week, you've been doing your career for 10 or 15 years and you're blaming someone who knocked into you by mistake, how is that the mindset of a winner or someone you want to be with in the trenches to get Man United out of this position that they're in? It's baffling that people think he should be captain.
What's probably caps it off as well is Harry Maguire digging them out, getting them out of jail. Well, he didn't in the end, but he did. It's like all...
The Europa League last season, wasn't it?
Yeah. Throw Harry Maguire up front. It's like...
It was probably the best pen out of all of them as well.
It was, yeah. It was.
It is just mad, and it brings me such delight because they were so great in the 90s, but I'm saying it to me mates, and
they've got it so wrong as a
fucking
club.
Honestly, I don't think in my lifetime you'll ever see Man United doing what Man United we know did. It's fucking mad.
You're right, the 5-10 years away from being in.
Mate, if they get every single decision right from this day forward, and I mean they get the right nutritionist in, the right fucking trainer in, the right physio, if they do everything right, they are still 10 years away. Honestly. It's so far off it. It's fucking mad.
It is like, but funny.
It's great. It's fucking great. So, probably done on footy. The big boxing at the weekend just gone. Was it the weekend just gone?
Yes.
Yeah. Turner, yeah. Jack Turner.
Yeah, I mean...
I didn't see the fight. I saw the finish. Looked good on the finish, but when I saw the photo the next day, he looked fucking really...
Yeah, I mean...
He looked like he'd been in a fight, put it that way.
Yeah, he was jabbing with his face. And we, Muskie said off air, like we did mention this a few times as he was coming up. It's like you can't keep, walking on to fighters and just expecting to knock everyone out. And I'd like to think that the gym and his training and all that, and himself took a lot from that fight of the weekend, because he took some big shots. He didn't win all the rounds as he has done in the past. And he looked tired. He looked to me like, and again, I'm sure I'm not underestimating the work he must have put in the gym. I'm saying, not suggesting he was complacent going into the fight, but it looked to me, in terms of his manner, he looked like he wasn't training already for a 10-round fight, which it almost was. But listen, credit to him, he's shown a lot of character and personality, and he and that's the one thing.
I love it when sometimes you see boxers and like Calvert Smith's my favourite fighter. Like, sometimes when someone hits and you go, oh fucking hell, it's gonna hurt that, and every time he punches, you're like, that fucking hurt. I don't want to dig off him type thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely no. And that's what I'm trying to pick my words. If I've seen him on the street, I wouldn't want him to take offence to anything I've said. But listen, he's clearly got a personality and character in abundance, and he's happy to take the shots. And he, although he was taking shots, he never looked hurt. But I think, as I say, I think he'll have took a lot from that fight, and I think he'll, they'll be looking at it and going, okay, well, if we go up another level, as that was again, there might have to be a slightly different tact. But as you say, he's got that ammunition, that power to get himself out of any situation, and that's going to be something that's going to be, his biggest weapon going forward. And I think I'm not suggesting he's going to change and become this conservative fighter, because he, a bit like Nick Ball, he's always going to want to fight on the front foot. He's always going to want to entertain the fans, and he's always going to want to knock people out, and that's what he says in every press conference. Don't care, you get knocked out. And he delivers, so, what more can you say? And he's got the win. But, yeah, I think it's definitely one that he'll want to learn from. And I think if he comes up against opponents similar, he'll probably want to be a little bit more careful in his approach and not take as many shots as he did.
Was it last weekend as well, or was it this weekend that Darren Till's fighting?
This weekend.
Coming
Is
up,
it this weekend?
Yeah. No idea what's going to happen.
I don't even really want to talk about it, to be honest. I'm not interested.
Do you not want to talk about Joey Essex's fight now?
You know,
Who's he fighting?
Don't know. Don't know.
Do you know what? I want to ring up one of my old Marine mates with one leg and just say, let's have a get on the Misfits and have a fight. I want to do it. Give me an excuse. In fact, I joked and said to Matty Hatton about it when I was away with him. Go and train with him.
You need to get 3 peaks done first, mate, before you start talking about
fucking
it.
hell we do.
I'm saying that on air so that it's out there.
It's out there, yeah. No, we will. We need to get some dates. We'll talk about that off air. The only other thing, got no news on it, but I'm just thinking on. Hopefully we should have some news on Paddy the Baddy fighting soon. They have fight week in Abu Dhabi, don't they, in October? I know after his last fight there was talk on that would be his next fight. I'm thinking if it's in October, he probably needs to start getting announced on that now, don't it, really? With, a 10-week camp. If it's the end of October, you've got all except it's probably actually it's probably less, isn't it, now? Listen, might not then be on Fight Island, but
he can take his pick. To be fair, can't he? He's as a
well, he wants to fight, doesn't he? With the El Chirizo, he calls him. What's his name? The Spanish lad.
Zapata.
Yeah.
But I think Zane is letting that wants that to bubble a little bit more.
The fight after that. Or whatever.
I think the fight after. Yeah, but then when's the White House fight happening? Donald Trump once said
isn't that just before Christmas?
Is it?
I think so.
And McGregor's back in the testing pool, innit? McGregor wants that kind of White House moment, doesn't he?
Yeah, and Dana White certainly sounds keen, doesn't he?
I don't think he'd trust John Jones to kind of get fit and not get himself into trouble to fight on the White House card. But I think McGregor, I think McGregor is not even asked about. He just wants that fucking, his ego just wants I fought at the White House. I don't think he's asked about money or he fights or he wins or a belt.
No.
He just wants to be, I'm Conor McGregor and I cannot fight. I can live on my boat for 3 or 4 years, get charged with rape, have everyone fuck me off, but I can still headline the White House.
They're going full patriotic. It's the 4th of July next year.
Oh, is it? Bloody hell.
Oh, next year?
Away.
I thought it was this year.
I thought it was just before. I thought it was like Thanksgiving type time,
like
and that's
November
why.
or something.
But
Independence Day.
Maybe it's time then.
Maybe it's sort about it because it's only
You
just
can
been
get back on us
maybe.
both for a few months and still be ready. We've got to mention Tommy Fleetwood before we finish. Obviously,
careful what you mention me.
Oh, for the benefit of everyone, I'm gonna say it because you said it.
Sorry, Tommy. Not that he watches it, but sorry, Tommy, if you ever watch this.
We're in a WhatsApp group and it's the Feathers Race Club or whatever.
Yeah, like my little race club thing.
And it's not an active WhatsApp group. People put bets in and whatever. The couple of ongoing themes are obviously Andy's hatred of Raducanu and everyone else supporting it. I know you say you don't hate her, but you clearly do. And then someone on Sunday, I don't know all the lads in there, put a picture in of Tommy Fleetwood saying, "Oh, double
Dave. Was it Dave?
Dave, Costa Dave.
Double for the Blues." And Andy went, "I don't even know who that is."
I'm not a massive golf fan, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Muskie made it worse going, I should hope so, he fucking runs a sports show. But congrats
anyway,
to Tommy Fleetwood, yeah. What
Great
did he win?
The PGA Tour Championship.
See, he's on biggest.
Yeah, I'm not a huge golf fan, but I know Tommy Fleetwood is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, congrats to him anyway.
But yeah, that's about all I think.
Boss, enjoyed this, lad. Don't forget, this Saturday you got Steph Hodges, you got the match on at the weekend, and if you wanted the pint Monday to Thursday, you get 50p off all your ale, all your draft ales. Nice one for listening. Please like, comment, share, tell your friends about it, and we see you next week.